Jeremiah 17 presents one of the most honest and confronting messages in the Bible. It speaks directly about the human heart, its struggles, its weakness, and its tendency to drift away from God. The prophet Jeremiah describes how deeply sin can root itself into a person's life. Not just through actions, but through thoughts, intentions, and desires. He reminds us that the heart can be deceptive. It can convince us that we are right when we are not. It can lead us toward comfort instead of truth. And it can slowly pull us away from God without us even noticing. But this chapter is not only a warning. It is also an invitation. Jeremiah contrasts two types of people. The one who trusts in human strength, and the one who trusts in God. One lives in spiritual dryness. The other is like a tree planted by water. Stable. Rooted. Unshaken even in difficult seasons. This message is not just about ancient Israel. It is about us. Our choices. Our faith. Our direction. Because even today, people struggle with the same questions. Who do I trust? What guides my decisions? What shapes my heart? And God answers clearly. Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. Not when life is easy. Not when everything makes sense. But especially when it doesn't. Jeremiah's words challenge something most people try to avoid. Self-reflection. Because it is easier to look at the world and point at what is broken around us, than to look inward and ask what is shaping our own hearts. The prophet reminds us that the human heart is not naturally aligned with God. It is influenced by fear, desire, pride, and pain. It seeks comfort. It seeks control. It seeks validation. And sometimes, it leads us away from truth without us realizing it. That is why Jeremiah's message is not meant to condemn, but to awaken. God is not exposing the heart to shame it. He is exposing it to heal it. Because what remains hidden cannot be restored. And what is never acknowledged cannot be transformed. Jeremiah speaks about the difference between relying on human strength and trusting in the Lord. One depends on circumstances. The other depends on faith. One is shaken when life changes. The other remains rooted. A person who trusts only in what they see will struggle when uncertainty arrives. But the one who trusts in God stands firm even when the future is unclear. This is the image Jeremiah gives us. A tree planted by water. Its roots run deep. It does not fear the heat. It does not panic during drought. It continues to grow. Not because life is easy, but because it is connected to its source. This is what faith looks like. Not perfection. Not constant confidence. Connection. Staying rooted in God even when emotions fluctuate. Even when circumstances change. Even when answers are delayed. Because God does not change. And His presence becomes stability. In a world that constantly shifts. Jeremiah also reminds us of something deeply personal. God searches the heart. He sees beyond words. Beyond appearances. Beyond the image people present. He sees intention. And while that can feel confronting, it is also deeply comforting. Because it means nothing about your life is overlooked. Not your struggle. Not your faith. Not your effort to keep going. God understands what shapes you. And He invites you into something deeper than behavior change. Heart transformation. Not temporary improvement, but lasting renewal. And that renewal begins with trust. Trusting God when emotions pull you elsewhere. Trusting God when logic feels louder. Trusting God when life feels unstable. Because the heart may shift, but God remains steady. And when your life is rooted in Him, you do not have to fear every season of change. You are sustained, guided, and held. Jeremiah's message is not only a warning. It is a path. A reminder that true strength does not come from controlling life, but from trusting the one who already holds it. And when you place your trust there, your life begins to grow differently. Quietly. Steadily. Deeply. Like a tree planted by living water.